folks. Welcome to today's little bit of nickel knowledge is what Buster and I like to call it. What we're going to go over today is something we get asked about, and we always hear about it, a buyer's and a seller's market. Just what exactly does that mean? What goes into deciding that? What factors come into play there? So I'm going to go over that with you today just for a few minutes here. It'll be a little short video, simple review. We use our multiple listing service. That's essentially our database where all of our information is stored for real estate, where all the home listings go. That's where we can research and use that data to come up to whatever research we need to do to find out prices of properties. We get comps and things like that from our database. Now for this purpose, I like to break it down into $100,000 increments when I'm doing the search for active and pending listings. We could do a simple search and do the entire MLS and get a general number of the overall market. But in real estate in the Columbia market, our average home price is around $260,000. So the market for a home $300,000 and less is going to be totally different than a market in homes that are $400,000 and above. You can get, it's totally different information. So I'll break it down into $100,000 increments just for that reason. Now this is a screenshot of our actual MLS, okay? And here you can see I'm searching for active listings. I got it broken down to $100,000 to essentially $200,000. I'm looking just for resales. So I'm not looking for new construction to skew our numbers. And for this particular study, I'm looking just in Area 4, which is the Northeast Columbia market. So if we do a search there for active listings, 100 to 200 in Area 4, we come up with 18 active listings. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to look over in pending listings next. So we got 18 for active, and we're doing the same parameters. And we come up with 69 pending listings currently. Now this is at any one moment in time. This happens to be on August the 9th at 11:01 a.m. These are the numbers. Now we're going to use those numbers and we're going to come up with what I call my market status factor. We're going to divide the pending by the active. So in this case, 100 to 200, we know that we have 69 pending listings and we have 18 active listings. We divide active into pending, we get 3.83. Now a market status factor above 1 is going to indicate a seller's market, and below 1 indicates a buyer's market. In this particular case, it's 3.83, so that's going to indicate a pretty moderate seller's market for us here. Now a little better explanation of that is kind of hard to explain, but let me do my best here. Just using round numbers, if there are 20 active and 20 pending listings and we do our formula, the active and the pending, we come up with 1. This is going to indicate a supply and demand that are equal. Now that you very rarely get a 1, but you'll typically get a 0.8, 0.9, or 1.1, 1.2. And that would be what I would consider a stable market. You're pretty close. Now what we've had the last couple of years during COVID has been just a crazy seller's market. And again, using just some round numbers here, if there are 20 active listings and 60 pending, we're going to do our formula, we're going to come up with 3. Now what this is indicating is that the supply can't keep up with the demand, and that's definitely what we've seen. There are more buyers looking for homes than sellers that are looking to sell their homes. Inventory is typically low. A home is listed and goes pending pretty quick usually without an immediate replacement coming back into the market to go active. And that's how you get the skewed numbers here, and that's definitely what we've been seeing the past couple years. And this number of 3 actually is pretty low. We've seen numbers 11, 12, and 13 at the probably $300,000 and below range. It's been kind of crazy. Now, opposite of a seller's market is a buyer's market, and let's flip those numbers. And you've got 60 active and 20 pending, so you do your formula and you get 0.33. This is indicating that demand is not keeping up with supply. We've got more sellers than there are buyers looking for homes. Housing inventory is high in relation to willing buyers. These are situations where the buyers can kind of pick and choose the home they want. In situations like this, prior to COVID, the market kind of flipped back and forth, but it was close. This is when you had sellers that were willing to reduce the price a little bit. They were willing to maybe help with closing costs, that type of thing. And those days, that's not happening right now in a seller's market. That does not happen. That's when this is a seller's market, is when you have 10 or 15 offers on the same property and people offering more than list price and things like that. And that's kind of what we've been seeing here as of late. It's getting a little better though. So let's go and let's look at the rest, where I told you I broke it down into different pricing categories. We've already done the 100 to 200,000. We come up with 3.83. So that's determined to be a seller's market. Same thing, 2 to 299, 2.43 sellers, 1.31 sellers. And like I said, the average home price as of today, August 11th, is around $260,000 in the entire MLS for the Midlands area. So that's not so bad. Now, when you get above 400,000, it flips to a slight buyer's market. Get to 500 on up to 6, and you get pretty much a definite buyer's market here. You've got 16 active and only 7 pending. So you have houses sitting there for a little longer. And you get down here, you actually, that unicorn here of a number 1, you very rarely have that where it's equal 4 and 4. That means as soon as one comes off the market, another one comes on. So it's the supply and demand's working very smoothly. 700 and above, you got a little bit of a buyer's market there, because we typically in Columbia, we don't have, our typical buyer's not looking for a $700,000 or $800,000 house. So I hope this better kind of explains to you how we come up with those numbers. Like I said, we've seen numbers up here, the up to $300,000. We've seen numbers 12 and 13 for these numbers here, and that's just such a vicious seller's market there. It's been if you've been a buyer, you know what that is. You're putting offers on 7 or 8, 9, 10 houses and losing out to someone, of course, paying cash and that type of thing. So I hope this has helped you some. Here's mine and Buster's contact information. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We love talking about this stuff. Go hit up our website. We're kind of building it out still. Got some cool stuff out there, some cool photos. We're slowly adding some videos and stuff like that. But take a look. Shoot us an email, info@timandbuster.com. Go hit us up on our Facebook page, and we're getting our Instagram kind of out there now. We need to put some more photos, but we're getting some cool stuff. All right, well, we hope this has helped. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out, and we'd be glad to help. And y'all have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to y'all soon.